So the new update for Star Wars: The Republic has just dropped recently, and here's why you should maybe consider coming back into the game. We got a lot to cover in today's video, so you guys be sure to strap in and hopefully enjoy. Anyways, take care and enjoy the video. Take care, peace.
Remember, the Force will be with you, always.
So there's two things I want to talk about in the beginning of this video before we even get started. First thing, if you are a non-sub and haven't logged into your account since the beginning of 2024 in January, then you want to make sure you log on before your character loses its name. So if you've logged on to your account since anytime this year, then you are good. But if you haven't logged into your account, be sure to do so now before you lose your character's name. If you feel like it's something important and you don't want to lose, then I suggest logging in now. But if you are a sub, then you don't have to worry about this. Now, secondly, at the start of the launch of 7.6, which if you guys are seeing this video on the day it is dropped, then 7.6 has dropped, there will be a amount that will be available for people that watch 4 hours of a streamer on Twitch for 4 hours. So you can get, so if you watch a streamer for 4 hours, you can get the Amethyst Volptilia mount, which will be available for 28 days from the launch of 7.6. So that will be in total from December 10th to January 7th. So be sure to get your mounts before the 28 days have passed. It's a really good mount in my opinion. It's definitely something worth getting. And just watching streamer for 4 hours, you know, you can watch, you can lurk, you can, you know, do whatever you want in those 4 hours. But you know, just 4 hours for a really good mount, and it really helps content creators in this game try their best and continue to want to keep on, you know, streaming the game and bring attention to the game to other players. All right, now that we've covered those two important things, now let's get into some of the big things that are coming from 7.6, the launch of 7.6, and what we can expect in the future. So starting off, we have the dynamic encounters, you know, a famous thing that everyone's been talking about. You having dynamic encounters in Tatooine and Hoth for right now, but there should be more to come in the future. You can find the dynamic encounters on your minimap. So if you check your minimap or your world map, you can check to see where the dynamic encounters are. You kind of tell what they look like. They just are glowing up with like a green or a yellow triangle or yellow V with a little blue on the top. So you'll be able to see the dynamic encounters throughout, and you can just interact with them. And you know, there's just something to do while you're exploring the world. You get some levels, or you also get some good rewards if you're like level 80 or not. On top of that, for a limited time, there will be players can participate in a hidden chain invasion encounter where Headed Coil's forces are staging assaults against different planets where you can interact with, on top of which are special limited time dynamic encounters. So these special dynamic encounters occur on Tatooine, Hoth, Rishi, and Ilum. So you could find all of these special dynamic encounters on those planets. And some rewards you can expect are achievements, conquest commendations, tech frags, mounts, decorations, and armor sets. So there's a lot coming into this 7.6 patch, which, you know, these are also a bunch of things you can get just while playing the game, doing your story, queuing up, you know, probably a hammer station or some other type of flashpoint while you're leveling up and going through your story. You know, just a bunch of new forms of content to get people back into the game and as a new and or returning player, and even as a veteran player, getting some of the good rewards like the conquest commendations and tech frags could be really good if they, you know, if the drops are a good amount. So everyone is earning a good amount from these dynamic encounters. So next up, now let's talk about the art modernization. So if you guys haven't heard, in recent time, they've been really or not even that recently, they've been consistently trying to update the game so it looks modern for its time, and you know, keep it up to date because it is a 13-year-old game. So they have recently updated Tython, Korriban, Hoth, and Ilum, and before they had updated Hutta and Ord Mantell. So we have now 6 planets that have been recently modernized to be, you know, a little bit more nicer and look nice and more clean. So for newer players to get into, it is going to be look a little bit more visually pleasing for players. As you can see, a lot of them, they've not even just re-graphicked it, they've also just like redesigned some of these places. One of the more notable places, like Korriban, like when you look at the people like lifting up the tomb, they now look a little bit more lifelike, and you can see their actual facial expressions and whatnot. So you have that art monetization, which I really want to touch on, because for a lot of players, the one reason they weren't able to get into the game, they didn't feel like they wanted to get into the game, was because the art did not feel modern for its time. Hey, you guys will be seeing all this stuff that will be coming in. But yeah, all of this stuff has been modernized, and you know, a little bit more interesting. You know, you have to keep in mind, you know, it is an old game, but it also still looks like a very good game. On top of the art that's been changed for the planets, they've also changed art for your characters as well. So be sure to keep a lookout for your characters, or even if you make a new character or it's your first time playing or returning, they have changed characters to look a lot more real, with the facial expressions to also look a lot more realistic as well. So definitely something it's worth to check out and look at how your characters look now compared to back then, and you know, just see there is a lot of changes going to be happening, but you know, it's for the better. It's for the game to stay alive and for players to keep on trying out. So very big change is art monetization and your characters, man. Look at the characters, and hopefully I'm giving a good display of all these character changes that have been going on, and hopefully it gets you gives you a feeling to get back into the game, to see how your characters look now versus, you know, like 10, 5, and who knows how many years ago. Since launch, characters have changed drastically. But yeah, that is the art monetization. Okay, so next up we have the macOS compatibility for Star Wars: The Old Republic. So back in back in September 24th of this year, the swtor team had said they opened their macOS technical test signups for eligible players. This was for players who had an active subscription or were preferred players, those who used a Mac with a M series chipset, those who used Mac OS 14 Sonoma, I think, or newer. And basically they were trying to test out how compatible Star Wars: Old Republic the game was with Mac users. So that went down back in September. Now they have finally released it and put it in the beta testing back in December 4th, which is only 4 days from the time of this recording, that they are now comfortable in releasing the Mac launcher as an open beta test in the upcoming weeks. This will be available for anyone who would like to check out swtor on their Mac machines, provided they meet the requirements that I mentioned before. Like, they haven't given a specific date, but they say it in the recent weeks. So in the next 2 or 3 weeks, so you know, by sometime by the end of this year, by the end of this month, they should have the beta test for the Mac users release. So that's another thing to look out for. With 7.6 coming out of the hole, because it will be coming out in 7.6. The Mac compatibility, or the Mac launcher for this game. So if you're a Mac user, this is also something to look out for. If you have friends that play on Mac and you want to introduce them to the game, hey, this is a great game for a free game to try out. It's definitely worth you and your friends playing, and whoever you feel like introducing, your mom or your brother or your sister or whoever. So yeah, another thing that's been added in 7.6 towards progressing, you know, getting more players into the game, and you know, maybe having some of you guys also returning. By the way, one last thing I should add is, if you feel like your character doesn't look right, or like you lost your character name, the name reset, you currently Star Wars Republic, I think till probably the 7th, same with everything else, you currently have a 90% discount to rename your character and redesign your character. So if you want to take advantage of that, be sure to do so. There's 90% off of Cartel coins to redesign your character and rename your character. So, you know, take advantage of that while it's still there. Just while I let y'all know. Next up, we have Galactic season objectives to do. Some interesting ones that I find interesting that I might even try doing is, like, for example, defeating Yezel, the Raging Storm on Hoth, or Thundering Bows on Coruscant. Defeating some high profile targets on Nar Shaddaa, which would be Kaden Takor, Zaymon Zahor, Zelik Khan, and Varys Logan. Then you have defeating the Colossal Monolith, which I think is explosive conflict. Then you have defeating Aeolic the Ferocious on Drummond Cos, Chanta the Unforgiving on Hoth, defeating high profile targets on Corellia, which would be Admiral Kalmyk, Jimmy Weasel, Lord Rashal, and Prototype RK4 Sentinel. Defeating the Lair Mountain Queen. Then you have defeat Tormentor or Urdak on Alderaan, and Mosa the Gleaming Star on Tatooine. Lastly, completing a veteran operation, which would be the Ravengers, which could be either on hard mode or master nim difficulty. So you have all of those interesting things to do as a community. And the reason you want to partake in some of these events is because from Galactic Seasons, you can get Cartel coins. You can get up to like probably 2,000 to 3,000 Cartel coins from your Galactic season. You can get a bunch of light versus dark rewards, which was something that was being brought up earlier in 7.5 and whatnot. You can use that to get a bunch of different cosmetics, gears, and weapons, and many other things. So it's just a good thing to partake in, to get either Cartel coins, which can be used to buy other gear pieces that you want, cosmetic gear pieces, or weapons, or any type of flares or anything unique that you want to get for yourself. On top of various different armor sets that are available, getting Cartel packs, Cartel market packets, or Cartel packs, and just a bunch of stuff you can get from the Galactic season. So it's definitely worthwhile with all this stuff coming up in 7.6. Take a look and partake in some of these endgame content that's going on. Okay, so now we're gonna speed through a lot of them because there's a lot of things to cover, and it's a lot of things to cover. I want to try and get this all out in a very condensed and easy to understand way, while also making it on time for the 7.6 launch. Okay, so for starting off, we have season 7 for PvP season 7, where we have a bunch of new gear. We have gear, of course. We have decorations, stronghold decorations, on top of flags, and new things that have been changed to PvP. Starting off with all the rewards, we have, like it says, armor sets, decorations, titles, emotes, and achievements. And here's everything. So we have a new legacy title, Pathfighter, a meta achievement called Seeker, and a character title, Masters of the Path. So that's the thing you usually put on the top of your name. That's right next to your character name. And you have the new emote, Honorable Bow, which you see right here. Here are the two armor sets. We have the glowing one and a glowing plumped trap armor on top of the regular scout, and we also have the feathered ranger and Hudmaster. I think the Hudmaster is the glowing one. So it's gonna be 4 new gear pieces. They're kind of like just reskins, but they're pretty nice. I like the glowing ones. I always like the glowing ones when it comes to PvP. I think glowing is just PvP. It screams PvP, like neon greens and the black whites, all of those type of things. Next up, we have the PvP Battler decoration on top of the Cosmic Corsair armor displays. So we have a bunch of, like I said, stronghold items for you to put on. I think this looks really good. I think this little glowy PvP Battler decoration, I think that it is, looks really good. Then you have a bunch of vendor items, which are just all the things that we were talking about. Top of the black, the blue and red flags, and the decorations. So those can be all found here. And here are all the things that you can find in the Cartel, or the Garada the Hutt vendor. And they just gave a rundown from all the stuff. But yeah, that is all for PvP, or that's everything I have for PvP. A lot of good stuff. They didn't mention here, but in PvP now you're limited to only 4 people in your group when queuing up for PvP. No more 8-man groups, so there's no longer a thing. So if you felt like it was were struggling in PvP in 7.0, try giving the game a try now. There's now only a 4-man limit, and a lot of people, and just try your best, and you'll learn as time goes on. Next up, we have Cartel market editions that have been added. Like it says here, there was a bundle. So if you guys are interested, I'm not here to promo it, but there is the Master of the Fight Starbolt Edition bundle, which offers a 180-day subscription, so like a regular long-term subscription, 5,500 cartel coins plus the 600 you already get from subbing per month. So yeah, and then you have the primary metallic yellow dye and the secondary metallic yellow dye. So the main things you're going to be earning is the 5,500 cartel coins, these 2 dye, Vectron 240 Starbolt, and you know the things that are already included, the 600 cartel coins and the 180-day subscription. So all that's going to be for $100, which in my opinion is worth it, since a regular 180-day subscription is already $77. And here is a bunch of rundown. You could see everything, all of the cartel market items that are being added. I guess battle scars, shade visible armor, but here are also the metallic gray and the chrome dyes. Here are the new mount. Has a little Christmas gifts. That's pretty nice. Some other things. These are the cartel items that are being added since the new series Skeleton crew was added. The regular different weapons as well. And then you have new hairs, which by the way, the new hairs and whatnot, if I didn't say it earlier, all of your stuff is going to be everything is going to be discounted by 90%. Character renames and character redesigns are going to be 90% off. So to get with the new update for art monetization, this is everything that's going to be, these are all the things that are going to be introduced, and you know, to make it so characters are looking different, you have the opportunity to change them. On top of that, here's a new vehicle that's going to be introduced in 7.0 or 7.6. is you can now have your companions on the mount. So this is going to be a new feature, and yeah, and your pet as well. You have your pet and your companions can be added on the mount. So that is something that's going to be added as well for anyone that is a subscriber. So if you're interested in subscribing, now is a good time for this cool mount if you're interested in it. Now let's cover the in-game events for December. You have Life Day, which is going to be from December 10th to the 7th. Same as when the drops end. Here are all the rewards that are available. And then you have the Racco Resurge, which will be from the 10th to the 16th. So be sure to partake in it now for this week before it ends. Then you have the 13th anniversary, which will be going on from the 13th to December to January 3rd. It says it's a special anniversary personnel vendor with a class ship stronghold decoration. Here are all the things you can get from the anniversary. Next up, very important, the double XP will be going on from December 22nd to January 2nd. So if all of this hasn't been something to get you into the game, you now have double XP to level up your characters. This is you know, a great thing that I always say we need a lot more of. We need at least 5 or 6. I think like at least once a month we get a double XP for either a weekend or something. I think it's a very good thing to have. So that'll be going on from December 22nd to January 2nd. Then we have Relics of Agree from December 24th to December 30th. So we have all those in-game events that are going on during this time to get you into the game and, you know, continue to play. Last but not least, we have the Operation Boss. We have the Operation Boss, which will be debuting with dynamic encounters as well. Like we already talked about the dynamic encounters, we have a bunch of rewards in the limited time headed coil dynamic encounters, which I've said we're going to be on Tatooine, Hoth, Rishi, and Ilum. Here are all the rewards you can get from this, and you can put your pets on it, which is really cool. But here is the Propagator Core XR53 Operation Boss, which is available on Story Mode and Veteran Mode. So go ahead and get in there, because this is how you're going to be getting the new augments. So here are the new augments. You have Augment 83. You have Augment 86. By the way, the Augment 83 is item rating 296, which is a blue, prototype quality. And then you have Augment 86, which item rating 302, which is a prototype blue. And you have Advanced Augment 86, which is item rating 310 and is Artifact, which is a purple. You have all of these that should be found here, which can be found in the links, and we can cover all of those as well. These all use MK11s, and to not so we don't this doesn't get like a long video. These are all the items needed to craft the new augments, which are like the 86, for example. And here are the schematics, the schematics that drop from the new lair boss, which are on story mode. Here you could see, and venture mode are also what are drop what can be dropped. And here are some changes. They have reduced the cost of OEMs and RPMs from 1800, which used to be 4000. And yeah, here are all the full schematics. I think this might be the updated. I'm not sure. I haven't taken a look at it, but this is to show you guys this is the new lair boss and all the drops you can get from it. So that is going to cover all of the quick big events that are just coming in. So a bunch of a new lair boss, new gear. You can get new gear, which is augments, which are very good, and they've been made easier to get. So now is the time to go in and get the gear, since everyone's going in doing the lair boss. Everyone's trying to get their augments. And the double XP is coming in, so soon you'll be able to level up your tunes just as fast, and there'll still be time to do the lair bosses, because people are gonna still be going to grind for augments. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys found this video very helpful. I'm just super excited to get into 7.6 because there's a lot of stuff that's been coming out, and with the double XP, all the new augments, the changes to PvP, it really seems like swtor is on a step of the right direction, and I really hope this is a step in the right direction. That way we can get Star Wars. We can have Star Wars, just, Star Wars, The Old Republic, just have more players and people feel excited to play the game. But anyways, though, I don't want to ramble on for too long. Hopefully, you guys again found this helpful, and you guys take advantage of those 90% discounts for the character renames and character rename and character customization changes that you can do. Sorry that took so long. Anyways, though, that's gonna be it for me to this video. You guys found it helpful, be sure to subscribe and like up the video, and I'll see y'all in the next video or in the next live stream. Anyways, let's get to it. Get those drops, though. Take care. Peace.